Defense Grid, Defense Technica. Is it worth a buy? Well, that depends where you are with your tower defense purchases so far, and you'll find out at the end of this very short video. First of all, what is Defense Technica? Well, it's a tower defense game that is pretty much heavily influenced by Defense Grid. In fact, they've just lifted stuff from Defense Grid and brought it straight into here. They haven't even tried to disguise it. Like the technical path info is just lifted from Defense Grid. They've slightly changed the graphics on it, but seriously. And the tower types, you've got your machine gun, your flame, your cannons, your slow down tower. Well, most tower defense games have slow down towers, but not the way that this one pulses. It's pretty much, they've just stole stuff from Defense Grid, which is a bit of a shame. All games kind of copy stuff from other games, but I like to see innovation. Fair enough, if I'm going to do a tower defense game, I'll look at the best tower defense game out there, which is Defense Grid, and I'll try and better that. And you think, right, how can I improve on that? Instead of just taking that, I'm gonna bring it over. I'm gonna have something similar to that, but I'm gonna enhance it. I'm gonna improve it. And they haven't. They've just thought, we're gonna have that, we're gonna have that, we're gonna have that, and that's a shame. So there's a big minus straight away. So how does it play? Well, you can't maze so far, that from what I've seen, and I'm a little way in. Quite a way in now, and you can't maze the turrets. You can't maze them in Defense Grid, to be honest. Only on a few levels you can, and they're on the DLCs. But what you can do on this, you can block enemy paths, and you can reroute the enemy that way, which adds a great more tactical relevance to the maps. It gives them a lot more depth, which is great stuff, because that's what you want in a tower defense game. It's all about strategy, and there are multiple strategies to win each map, which I've found very, very refreshing. So I like that. I like the graphics. I like the sound. I don't like the way that when you shoot an enemy it drops resources and you have to move your mouse over them. I don't like that. I much prefer Defense Grid's way of where you get interest on your resources, and you get resources by killing the enemies. That is a much better tried and tested way, which I wouldn't have mind seeing them copy, to be honest, because that was good. Where this one falls short is there's a few bugs in it and a few features that should really be in it. You can't pause the action. You can press escape, which kind of does it, but you can't see what you're doing. You need a pause facility where you can just take stock of what you're doing, because once you kick this game off, you're away, and it's away, and you can't stop it. And it's just bullshit, because sometimes you need to just take a pause, because some levels can take a long time to complete when they're really technical, and you sometimes need to relook at your strategy, but you can't in this. You just press escape and that's it, you're screwed. And many a time I've lost a game and I had to start it again, and a pause function would have helped me immeasurably, really. So they need to add that. There's a few other things that really fall short in a tower defense game. There's no mode selection. There's just like normal or hard, but there's no endless mode. You should have an endless mode. Every tower defense game should have an endless mode. That's the whole bloody point. How long can I survive? It's got leaderboards and so, but it's very thin on the ground with your options, unfortunately, which is again another big minus to it. I guess what I have to say is I'm going to compare this to Defense Grid, because that's what it's trying to do. So, is this better than Defense Grid? It's not even close. Defense Grid just wipes the floor with this. If you do not own Defense Grid, don't buy this. Go and buy Defense Grid instead. 2 reasons. 1, it's cheaper, and 2, it's a lot better. Now, if you do own Defense Grid, and you're looking for a good tower defense game, should you buy this? Yeah, you should. I've done 280 odd hours in Defense Grid, which is quite a lot, but I know there's a lot of you guys done a lot more than that, and I am always on the lookout for tower defense games, and I buy pretty much every tower defense grid that comes on the market, and I am reviewing them all on my channel, and at the end of the day, this is definitely worth a buy if you are a tower defense fan, because as a tower defense game it is still fun. So there you go.